Hello friends, neighbors, John, your whiskey neighbor here. Welcome down the Nook. Today, we're going to talk a bit about a Scotch. I just found this Lochlea Harvest First Crop on sale here in Alberta, and I thought, well, I better pick it up. I've only had a few drams, but it is an interesting Lowland single malt. So if you have any Scotch, any Lowland single malts, I will compare it to Kingsbarns, the Balcomie. This one's only ex-sherry. But if you have any Scotch at all, why don't you pour a little dram and come back? We'll talk Lochlea Harvest Edition. 3, 4. Thanks for coming back. As I was saying in the opener, this pretty cool looking square bottle, it's got some nice feely edges, from Lochlea is on sale. And, I'm trying to get a little better at shooting thoughts when whiskey is on sale, at least in my area, because then maybe it's a bit more useful as opposed to shooting a bottle I've had on the shelf for 3 years and finally open. This Harvest Edition First Cut, I believe, is an annual release. It was a different name last year. I never had it. And this one is called Harvest Edition. It is 46% ABV, and it's been aged in ex-port, ex-sherry, and first fill ex-bourbon. Natural color, non-chill filter, and I don't know why I was distracted by the bottle. Kind of neat. It's a little. It feels small because it's only 700 ml, but it's just got a bit of character to it. So I don't know if you've had any Lochlea. It is a Lowland distillery, reasonably new, and I don't remember the name of the person. It was opened by a different person, and now it's running by whoever managed. Oh shoot. I'll put some of the names down to give them a bit of credit, but this is reasonably new. Certainly for me and in my market, I haven't seen a lot of Lochlea. And this one has got some character, right? We got the natural color, the non-chill filter, 46%. Let's see what the Scotch is like, nose and taste. That is a very fruity nose, very full fruit. It's got some orchard, but it's got thicker. It's got sweeter, like pear, maybe a bit of stone fruit. Not getting it as much today, but when I was having it the other day, I thought like there's even some melon in there. It's a fruity, fruit forward dram because it's got both the sherry and the port. There's some sweet vanillas. That first fill bourbon is still around. Makes for a very rich fruit, very sweet fruit forward nose. I would say on the nose there's really almost no spicing at all. Let's try it on the palate. Sláinte. That's pretty full in the palate as well. Really benefiting from that non-shell character. We got some oils and waxes mixed in with more of that fruit, a little more cooked fruit now. So, we're back down into apple pies or stewed fruit compote kind of thing. It's missing a bit of spicing for me. I like a little spice character. Sure, there's slight edges of maybe a more relaxed spice. I'm not sure what that would be for you. Very gentle cinnamon. Maybe a little ginger, but nothing huge. It's not got a lot of baking spices. It's really driven by that fruiting note. That is tasty though, and second sip does bring forward more of the malt character. A little bit of grain, a little bit of malt, and a little bit of rounder sugars like I don't know, but you get a natural sweetness from cream of wheat kind of thing. Like it's got more of that as you drink it, and a little more dark oaks, like just a little bit of oak husk and body, some tannins and some structure. Takes a little while to build that up. I am really liking this. It's just new, so I'm not deep into it, but I'm into it enough that I would say this is very pleasant. Certainly at the sale price that it's on for in Alberta right now, it's definitely fruit driven. That port and sherry kind of playing together. I don't get a lot of chocolates, which I usually get with either of those. A good sherry or a port really gives me chocolates. And maybe it's there, but more as a very light cocoa. not as a really rich chocolatey dram. The fruit notes, though, are on point, really good body in the mouth. This is actually quite an enjoyable Scotch. I know it's NAS, but I'm actually really enjoying this. 3 3/4 for sure where I am. It might evolve a little bit more. So I was hoping to find on my shelf a single malt that had both that export and ex-sherry. And I couldn't find that. But I do have another Lowland Scotch that was given me by Travis. Thank you. This is Kingsbarns, the Balcomie edition. Now, the Balcomie, as I understand it, has spent its whole life in ex-sherry. I think that's right. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But it's cool that it's also a Lowland Scotch, also at 46, and also natural color and non-chill filtered. It's also non-age stamp. So in some ways, I think it's a very fair comparison and probably plays around the same price point. I think right now it's more because this is 20 bucks off, but I think when they're not on sale, they're competitors for sure. So why don't we talk the Kingsbarns Balcomie? This is, I believe, just ex-sherry. Otherwise, pretty similar. Oh, very different on the nose. The fruiting is less orchard and round and mellow and more berry and light cherry, and the dark fruits you're gonna get, the red fruits. There's a little bit of lemon or sourness to it that is not present in the Lochlea. And this one definitely, I get ginger snap cookie. All right, let's try it on the palate. Sláinte. Right, that tartness really carries into the palate as well. So here, I would have to come back to a berry, like a raspberry, something that's got some nice fruit and some good sugar, but it's got a little bit of tang to it. This doesn't have any of that tang. This is a very mellow, rounded, like I said, melon type full fruit. This has brighter fruits, lighter, more expressive, but a little bit of souring to it. Second sip as well would say, if not its entire life, most of its life in Oloroso sherry, it's got a little bit of that slight leather, old bookshelf, kind of slight musk that I often get from a more full sherried dram. This must have a bit more of that, well, it has. First fill bourbon, giving it a little more oak, a little more vanilla, slight toffee, whereas this plays certainly, it's not a sherry bomb, but it plays into that sherry profile. These are different scotches, and this is brighter, spicier, but more full sherry, rounded, mellowed, fruit forward. It's tough to know which one in this moment I'm preferring. I've had more of the Kingsbarns. It's an excellent scotch. I have no problem. It's actually a pretty close star value. And it's a little more sprightly. Remember, I mentioned that I like spicing in my scotch, and this has a little more of that. But I'm surprised. Early thoughts, only had it for a week, how much this Lochlea is really exciting me. And if you're in the Alberta area and you like full fruit, like we're getting into orchard house territory, I would say this Lochlea should be picked up while it's on sale. Thanks for joining me here. Hope you guys are having a great long weekend. A meaningful long weekend if you're a person of Christian faith. And if not, I hope you get a bit of time off and time with family, and that it's still just a great time. And we'll see what else I can get to you on the weekend. Take care.